Hi Gemini, thank you so much for joining me. I hope you're doing really well. Book a reading at rubyreadstarot.com. Do your girl a favour, hit that thumbs up button, hit the subscribe button. Shall we talk about Gemini season 2024? So Venus moves into your sign after a lot of fixed stagnating energy in the sign of Taurus. I think this moving into your sign might actually feel like this is the right moment to fall in love. There is this energy of love, of harmony, of union, the duality of the opposites come together. There is this call, Gemini, for you this season more so than ever, with this full moon in Sagittarius, to speak on it. I think you know what it is. And I feel like a lot of us may have been waiting for you to actually say it. Gemini, I think with Jupiter moving into your sign, this is a really good opportunity for you to do what you do best. Bring the community together. There's communication. There's this real focus on coming together of the two, which means that your partner's not really far away. I think this season might be one of those seasons where we all get to have a chance to really sit in this lover's energy with Venus being in your sign. Now, there is this element of deep commitment to this, which also, I guess, means that there is an element of vulnerability to this. Now, if there are distractions or an overly demanding childish energy, something that might be quite playful and joyful can very quickly feel like something that you need to separate yourself from. Now, Gemini, it's almost as if like all of the efforts and energy that was put into certain relationships, regardless of how hard you tried, just didn't seem to work itself out. Now, I wonder what could be the reason for that. Could it just be that, Gemini, you're on a bit of a different vibration to this particular partner? This particular person that may have come in looking for a relationship in the beginning, sounding like they absolutely want what you want, but it wasn't long after that you discovered that this person wasn't necessarily in any way, shape or form mentally the right fit. Mentally, physically, I think even in terms of your achievements, Gemini. Now, what happened with that is that if you are going to neglect the love and attention that you need, you're going to become resentful. Don't allow the resentment that you're feeling towards another person, actually not even knowing how to act right, put a shadow over you, you know? This is supposed to be a really, really good time in your life. And if you really want, like I said, real love, real partnership, really is not that far away. For some of you, this is going to show up as a new passion project. And for some of you, this might feel like the intellectual pursuit that you might have been craving for the longest time. So, two becomes one can actually mean a steamy affair, passionate project, or you genuinely finding the person that you know that you've been waiting for a long time. All of this other energy of bits and bobs that just was not fitting, almost felt like throwing shit at the wall just to see what sticks. Fortunately enough, Gemini, being mutable air, you're not really sticking around too long for a lot of that toxic stuff to putrefy. So, quick, fast exit, looking at relationships in a new light. You're either reaching a brand new commitment or you are actually releasing yourself from the feelings of restriction. Mutable air and restriction. I can't think of anything worse. So, welcome new people to your life, Gemini, especially those who are right for you, and pay attention to people's energy around you. If you have been in a situation where you've just been taking on a lot of heavy energy from someone who's just not doing the work, Gemini, how long before you, like Virgo, get bored and run along? Like any mutable, really. The work here is to be a little bit intellectually savvy and strategic, Gemini. Make the best decision for you and allow yourself the time to think. And we know that, Gemini, you love doing that. And I think you're probably one of the best in the zodiac at doing that. This season, Venus being in your sign allows you a bit of time to do that thing that you know that you really need to do. Gemini, take the focus off the external, especially a delinquent partner who you know is just not cutting it. They're not meeting the mark. Take this time to think about your choices. There's a need for consideration towards long-term emotional well-being. And Venus being in your sign, as supportive as it is, does have this intense, passionate, intimate energy to it. So, it's a good time in your life right now to seek out intellectual pursuits. Get distracted in all things beautiful. Don't stay too fixed. But with this Sagittarius full moon setting off the month, setting off your season, you'll know that there's a lot of eccentric conversation that is to be had. Funny thing about mutable signs and the word eccentric, they kind of go hand in hand. And let's be honest, there's never a dull, boring moment with mutables. So, this isn't cardinal energy, this isn't fixed energy, this is leadership energy. And it really is being led by the level of intellect that, Gemini, we know that really tickles you. There's also this element of networking, which I think with Jupiter going in your sign is part of you bringing the community together. And it's what you do really, really well, Gemini. So I've decided not to use the tarot for your season, but an array of oracles, because it's different and it's fun. So I'm going to start with the Chakra Wisdom Oracle cards. If you would be interested in booking a reading, you can do so with me over at rubyreadstarot.com. I'm currently doing a monthly saver where you get to book 4 readings, 45-minute readings for the price of 2. And if you are someone who has been looking to close out a certain cycle in your life, close out something that you know that you just need resolving and you need someone there with you to help make sense of it all, book a reading, rubyreadstarot.com. Okay. Let's get some messages for Gemini in their highest and best good for Gemini season 2024. Let's get some messages for Gemini in their highest and best good. Insecurity. Do you know what instantly came to me when I saw this card with the devil standing next to that guy, kind of pulling at his heartstrings? I feel like there may have been certain instances with certain people, certain relationships, Gemini, that it did not matter what you did, you could not do anything right because this person ideally, realistically, didn't have the best interests at heart. And I say that because that's that devil energy pulling at the heartstrings. Gemini, I think you know that there was this element of falsity and fakeness that went with this relationship, and this person was almost playing devil's advocate because I think you know deep down inside they never really had any good intentions for you. And even if they did show with all the love bombing that they were really into you and they really wanted you, I think there is something about someone deliberately trying to make you feel insecure about yourself, because there's something about your own natural childlike awe and wonder really irritating this person. So there is this element of passive aggressiveness where somebody may have literally been putting you down, belittling you, gaslighting you, self-worth. But what I want you to know is that as much as you might have loved this person, I don't know if they're still in your life or not. And if they're not, it's probably a good thing for you, because you've got to look for the lesson in everything, especially with this Sagittarius full moon. There is this need, I think, for you to think better and think bigger. You might have had to go through this experience, this relationship, in order to be able to explore yourself. expansion. Jupiter being in your sign promises that if you are to work on all of the insecurities that were highlighted in this really dense energy of Taurus season and Venus in Taurus, you would have found that there is, with Jupiter now going in your sign, an opportunity for you to learn from the insecurity, pour back into that self-worth. I mean, do you really need to drag or carry someone around that has clearly shown that they're not interested in being healthy or growing and doing the work for themselves or creating a solid future, instead of having them blame you and pull at your heartstrings, when realistically speaking, the lesson in all of this is spiritual growth is needed, and that goes hand in hand with self-worth. And what you are going to find is that there are fabulous stories that you're going to get to tell about these hurdles that you've overcome once you acknowledge that there is expansion that is now going to happen in your life, that a certain level of self-respect, self-worth is going to facilitate. And so understand right now, spiritual growth, I think more so than anything, is perhaps really vital. So there is this element of seeking for the truth also in self-worth work, miracle. Expect miracles, Gemini. This expansion, soulmate, lover's card, hi. Your partner's not that far away, Gemini. And I think these insecurities are a wonderful teacher to show you, recovery card, where it is that you know that there is something inside of you that needs you to administer the love and healing that comes with you taking care of yourself and learning to love yourself first. Ultimately, if you're looking for that partner, you know that you're going to find it within you. So, gossip. Here we go. You may have found that there were a few mouths running unnecessarily, trying again to make you feel insecure or trying to challenge your self-worth. And the thing about gossip is, let's be honest, it's like people giving away their karma for free. If someone's intentionally going to set out to do wrong by you, what are they going to do? Only sacrifice their own good karma and literally deposit it in your account, your karma account. So where it may have been that you have gone through something where you were deliberately made to feel insecure by gossip or just random nonsense by low vibrational nobodies that are never really going to get anywhere in their life, please know that this journey, that episode, was not only for you to recover, re-establish this higher sense of prioritizing yourself and giving yourself the self-worth that you really need to do for your season now. And with Venus being there is going to help a lot. But this miracle, that this expansion, don't talk to anybody about it. Keep it quiet. And as for this soulmate that's stepping in, don't allow the resentment that you may have towards people that you know have done you relatively wrong to affect this relationship. So heal this stuff, Gemini. Don't let it sit in your energy. Impartiality. Bittersweet. Ooh, Virgo got that. Acceptance and victim. Victim and gossip. Gemini, you may have felt like you were being targeted. You may have even felt like it was quite a bittersweet seeing how someone you had really put a lot of hope into had really just turned around and shown themselves to be no less than a devil. But if you're going to allow this victim mentality to set in, you're going to lose the blessings of Jupiter and Venus being in your sign, both at the same time, with the sun there also, while we're during this Sagittarius full moon period. That day, the 23rd, is really, really lucky for you. The 25th, when Jupiter goes into your sign, is also really lucky for you. On the 3rd, Gemini, Mercury, your ruling planet, enters your sign and your communication gets super strong. On the 6th, with this new moon in your sign, you know that it's a complete wipe the slate clean, and by that time you would have rebuilt yourself enough to know that you can step out with this new moon to start a brand new cycle. And it's as simple as that. You leaving behind certain partners that were not necessarily aligned with what you were looking for is a good thing for you. You putting certain energies to bed that you know were only feeding off of your insecurities is a good thing for you. You reprioritizing yourself now that you've understood that your self-worth was deliberately being brought under attack via the kind of devilish energy to go through the heartstrings. People are so stupid, seriously, when they do things like that. Darling, expect some sort of miracle, okay? Whatever bad you've had to go through will get replaced by recovery, not only of your self-worth, but the things that you deem important. There is a soulmate that's really not far away at all. And what's going to be required of you is impartiality towards some of the real low vibrational shit that some people have done towards you. Accept it. Accept it as a part of life. But you know what? Heal it. Don't be a victim about it. And you know what? This bittersweet card energy has been lingering, and I think it's all talking about emotional well-being. You can have that childlike innocence brought back to your life if you're willing to think about your choices and the long-term emotional well-being it takes from you prioritizing you. Gemini, this is about you. This summer, while Jupiter is in your sign, while Venus is in your sign, so up until the 16th of June, use this time to just work on you. Don't focus on anyone else. You don't need to worry about them and what they're doing. The more you worry about you, the more you focus on you, the more they focus on you too. Anyway, I think that's all I have for you for now, Gemini. I can't wait for your season. I mean, I love Taurus, but that was dragon. I think Venus in Gemini is going to be quite a fun, flirty aspect. And I think what you might really enjoy from this is the opportunity to articulate. And I think what is really nice also is that you have this potential to find someone who's genuinely like matching on your level. So no longer being bored in conversation with partners that, let's face it, just were not cutting it. They weren't on that level, they were not on that standard. And I think their behavior has shown that you need to cut that shit right out. Because low vibration, people that gossip, people that belittle you, people that you expect to be loyal, loving partners, can sometimes use those manipulation techniques. And as strong as you might think you are, if you're dealing with a narcissist, it's not long before the victim mentality sets in. Because, I mean, realistically, how much of a beatdown does a person need, intellectually or emotionally? Don't do that to yourself, Gemini. You deserve a lot better than that. I think that's all I have for you. If you enjoyed the reading, do give it a thumbs up. Book a reading, rubyreadstarot.com. Show your girl some love. Leave me a comment, let me know how you're doing. Hit the thumbs up button, and I will catch you soon. More, actually. I want to catch you a lot more. It's your season, and I feel like talking too. I'll see you soon.